Hello, hello, hello. How's everybody doing out there in YouTube land, Facebook? What's going on, everybody? We are the Sloans. My name is Sheldon. This is my lovely wife.
Sheila.
And we are glad to have you joining us here for our Friends of Your Marriage group here. This is something that has really helped my wife and I just communicating and also being,
Staying focused with
yeah,
each other.
yeah, it's been it's not something that's easy to do. Stay with someone for a long time. We've been together for 21 years. We've been married for
16.
16 years, and
Mm-hmm.
it's been a road. It's been a road. It's not a straight road. It's not anything that's always easy. It's ups and downs in being married with someone because you've got to learn how to conform to what they like and they got to conform to
Mm-hmm.
what you like as well. So it's also one of those things that takes time, and you can't just go into it half-hearted. You got to go into it wholehearted because when you get married, he does say, for better, for worse, for richer, for
Sickness,
poor,
sickness and health,
sickness and health, till death
death
do
do
you
us
part.
part.
And that's the big thing for us right now. We're trying to stay focused on just being together and learning how to make that work and staying together as a couple.
I'm gonna correct you on that word. It's not
Yeah.
try.
It's
It's
not
we
try.
are.
We are. That's right. That's what she's here for. She's the better half. That's what they say.
Mm.
But we have a new format that we're running with now, and I'm going to go ahead and get that screen pulled up here. Just the guys to let you guys know how we're running things now. This is our live interactive active streaming support group, and you can join us in the chat. We'd love to hear from you guys. Please just chime in and let us know where you're from, where you're watching from. If you're on Facebook, YouTube, we just want to hear from you. We've got some questions and we play a few games. If you've seen the show before, you know how we do it. We've got a few games that we'll be playing as we go along, and we have been having a lot of fun with this. And just want to let you guys know, of course, this month we are talking about
Love,
love. Yes, that is right. Is
which
love
is
enough to save a marriage? Mm,
mm,
what do you think about that, baby? Is
that's
love
a really
enough?
hard question for some people because some people don't really understand what love is.
Hmm.
And I mean, it's hard. I mean, when you're married, you have to deal with a lot of different things. So you have to understand the meaning of love and the value of love and what it represents.
Hmm. Oh, that's good. I know that I I love Sheila to death, and I feel like love is enough, to stay with someone because if you really do love that person, it's not much that they can do to push you away, because it's not something that they're doing on purpose. It just may be they're angry or something like that at the moment, or they're just trying to figure out why you did what you did to make them angry or to to disappoint them. But that comes with marriage, that's like they said, for better or for worse,
Hmm.
you know.
And
Um,
love does go on with sickness and health and death and things like that because you have to go through it. You know, we all been going through so much because of the pandemic, this COVID, um, addictions, suicidals, things like that. I mean, it causes to you to really realize what true marriage is when you're going through different things like that. And I'm sure there's a lot of couples out here that's going through a lot,
mm,
loss of jobs, low income. You know, they money changing. So the word love does play a big factor of marriage.
yeah, yeah. Well, we've got an amazing couple that's going to be joining us today, and we're going to ask them that question real quick as well. Um, Let me go ahead and bring them on. Mr. Pat Sigmund and Miss Benita Sigmund. Hey, how y'all doing?
All right, how y'all doing?
All right, all right.
Oh, we got chats going on.
Yeah, we've been knowing the Sigmund. Well, I know I've been knowing the Sigmund family now for over 20 years. It's probably been like
I was gonna
25.
say it's longer than that 'cause
What is it
24.
about?
Yes.
Wait a minute.
As long as I've been knowing you.
I'm not gonna tell you how old I am, but hold on.
He's not 18.
Anyway, so
Yeah.
it's
It's been a long
been
time.
it's
It's
been a long
been
time.
it's been a long time. Yeah, it's been a long time. I've known you guys since before I met this beautiful lady here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah.
Because
And
actually,
I've
yeah,
been knowing
Sheldon.
you.
Because I've
What'd you
known
say?
you, Sheldon. I've known you, Sheldon, since you were a little boy. You just don't remember it. But
Oh, since he was a baby.
Yep.
since he was a baby, yeah.
Okay.
So there you go. We're gonna leave that right there. Let's go on to the next question.
You know, I'll tell you what, like y'all been knowing him for a long time, and all of us on here are just beautiful. Our skin tone, our skin, we don't look our age. And that's all I can
Well,
say.
some of us don't.
Hey.
That is true. That is true. That is true.
Okay. See, we getting ready to get started. I'm trying to be good.
No. It's okay, Pat. It's okay. It's
Pat,
okay.
He gets too much of everybody asking him for his ID. So I'll be like, look, they don't
Oh,
see
wow.
every single thing, going on.
It's
Yeah,
okay.
I still pass for 40.
I know that's right.
See, look, that's what I said. Age, our age.
Okay, what's the next question?
Well, I'm gonna backtrack real quick back to what we were talking about right before you guys got on here. And our focus for our discussion is love and exploring the question, is love enough to save a marriage? Now, when we hear that, what does that when you hear that, what does that bring to mind for you guys? Let me hear from you guys.
I knew he was going to look at me. I knew he was going to look at me to
I
say
want to see what she's going to say.
Well, he's gonna say ladies first. That's what he's doing. He's trying to be courteous.
that's what
I
he's
get
doing.
that.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
When,
That's a good
when I hear is love enough to save a marriage, I don't think you can have a marriage without love.
thing.
I just think, I mean, you can have a marriage without love, but I think love is like the eggs that's in a cake.
Mm,
You can have a cake without eggs, but it's not going to be a very good cake. You have to honestly, if you really think about it, I love Pat. There's nothing in the world I would not do for him. But do I like him every day? Let's be real. We don't like everybody every day.
Nah.
But without that love, it makes it so much harder to like him. So without love, I just don't think you can have a marriage, but without love, it really is what holds that together.
mm-hmm.
But you have to mix it all together too at the same time. Love, hate, all of it comes into play, but it's the respect and the love that you have to understand and know that. Because you have to respect the hate, you have to respect that love in order to get there. If you can't respect it and be able to talk it out, then it makes it, you don't go anywhere.
Yeah, that's why we love each other, because how can a Redskin fan and a Dallas fan live in the same house for 31 years?
I have noticed that ever since I came out the house the first time. I saw the Redskin blanket, I saw the Cowboy pillow, and I'm like,
I have football
how?
competition though.
I mean, the same division, play each other twice a year.
Well, you always have to follow the star.
And sometimes that star just dwindles on down. But that's the thing that we have. We know that that's just the game, and at the end of that game, we love the game football, but we love each other more than we love the football. And there's different degrees of love. You have your love of ice cream, your love of food, your love of money. You have different degrees of love, and I think that's where it all ties in together.
Yeah.
And that's what holds you guys for so long in a marriage because you understand that part. I know you have to learn from each other. And how long y'all been married?
31 years.
31
It's
years.
31 years. Just had our anniversary Wednesday.
I was about to say that. Yeah.
Happy
Congratulations, you
anniversary.
guys.
Happy
Congratulations.
anniversary.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
31 years. Wow.
That is an accomplishment that a lot of people can't say that they made it to. So we commend you.
My brother always calls Pat the unicorn. He says, "You're the unicorn in the family, man." we just laugh every time he says it. He's so funny. He says, "I hadn't made it to 31 with 2 yet. What's going on?" Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
So, we just laugh.
That's a good one. No, he couldn't make it to 31 with 2 different wives, and Pat doesn't make it to 31 with 1. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he gave him the right name because he loves unicorns.
Yeah, unicorn.
He does. Yeah, he does.
Yeah, I remember seeing the unicorns in the studio all these years.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I do. I got them in there.
That's right.
That's how I know you love him, because I saw him in the studio and I'm like, Pat likes unicorns. That's, a lot of men, I've never seen a man that likes unicorns. I always see like a dog or, something other than that, as far as an animal, a cat, dogs and cats, but not no horses, not no unicorns. So, he's got to be a gift.
Mystical.
There you go. The mystical part of it.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's the magic of it all.
It's
I know
the
what you
magic of
mean.
it all. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I said about you. You're different.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and kind of dive in here. Now, this is something that we've been looking up as we've been going through. And this is one of the things that has been found out. Within a sample of divorcing parents, the most endorsed reason for divorce from a list of possible choices were growing apart, 55%, and not being able to talk together, 53%. Now, those are some interesting numbers and actually some very interesting topics, because growing apart and not being able to talk together, those are like 2 major things that happen in marriage. Because I know that Sheila and I have grown in our marriage. We just didn't grow apart. We both grew, but we didn't grow apart. And the not being able to talk, I think that's just something that happens when we get mad at each other. So, but we still talk about it. We have to go through it because we don't want to go to sleep mad. That's one of those things that we learned at a very young age, being married. Never go to sleep mad at each other. I believe Pat was telling me that he was one of the guys that told me that a long time ago. Just don't go to sleep mad, because
that made me so mad, because I have to have 8 hours of sleep. So I was like, okay, we're not going to do this right now. I got to have my 8 hours of sleep.
It's like we got to get over this discussion real fast.
Quickly.
You want some peace in here? We're going to talk this thing out.
Fast and in a hurry.
What did they say in Lean on Me? Expeditiously. Let's move expeditiously.
Yeah, expeditiously. We found it out.
Yeah.
So what do you think about that, man? I mean, what's been said, like the growing apart part and the not being able to talk? I mean,
I can see why divorce is the way it is now. It's so much going on in the world. It's so much going on. And if you don't know how to handle your emotions and your thoughts, and a lot of people just really think about themselves a lot. So, if you can't think of, the spouse, then you're going to divorce. Really, it's a lot of people out here in this world that just think about themselves a lot.
Yeah, it really is.
If you don't have no feelings, and especially if you say it, I think about me. I think about me. You're not going to stay in a marriage because you're going to think about yourself. It's a lot of girls go out and they go out with their girlfriends and they hear what their girlfriends got to say, or a guy, they go out with their guy friends and, they on their motorcycle riding around and they seeing girls walking around half naked. And it's the world, and you have to really love yourself to love your spouse, and you have to be able to understand certain situations that go on in life in order to stay together. And that's why this is so hard, because there's a lot of people out here that just don't think about that.
Yeah, and I think it has a lot to do with people having the I mean, working separate from their spouse. Because me and Sheila, we work together.
Well, Benita doesn't.
I know, but I've said a lot of people. I didn't say everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying there are exceptions to every rule, of course, because like with me and you, we hear all the time. I couldn't work with my wife all the time. I don't see how you do it. I just couldn't do it. There's no way. And I've got to have my time to myself. When I go to work, that's my sanctuary. And I personally I just don't want to do it that way. I want to work with her. I want to be around her. I want her to be the one that I talk to and tell everything to, because if I am at work, it just feels like I'm telling everybody else what's going on and not her. And I don't want it to be that way. That's just me.
There's different degrees in that communication in that part. Where everybody fails, because if you in a broken situation and where you don't see and understand what the love is, how are you supposed to express it? So if you in a broken home, and not saying everything is broken, if a man don't show some type of affection to a woman and vice versa in a relationship, as kids grow up, they see that unease, that separation, so they don't keep it together. So when you see folks that keep it together, then you want to strive to keep it together, like what you see that couple doing. So like Benita with my situation, Don, Sheila, my first love is music.
Yeah.
Before you met me, it was.
Yeah. but now to understand, I had to introduce Benita to my wife and kids.
Yeah.
Okay, my wife and kids in the beginning, the story, was my car was my wife because it took me everywhere, and we called her Hully, and my keyboards rode in my car with me where I went, because I was playing at the time for 5 choirs and the band. So she understood that, and once she understood it, it helped to push where we needed to go. And a lot of people don't see it. We'll work to 2:00 in the morning in the studio.
Oh yeah,
and man,
in the night.
And for her to understand that, and for a woman to understand it, that says a whole lot. We're working with a lot of people.
Oh yeah,
and I think that's where I think our relationship is different, because we know he has his love, which is music, and I have my love, which is helping people. So, and we go in different directions, but when we're separate, we're still together. We, when I'm at work, I'm still thinking about him. He never leaves my mind. He never leaves my heart. So I think that's where, and I'm excited to see him when he comes home. I'm excited to see him, even after 31 years, you're like, you're lying. No, you're not. Yeah, there's not a day that he leaves that I'm not excited. Number one, because the way the world is today, that, for him to come home is an accomplishment, for him to come home alive. And we know how that is, but I think I have my love, so that keeps me grounded and rooted in what I do. And then he has his music, and then we come together with his music and my love of people and his love of music, and we bring it together, and we know where each other stands with that. Not, I think that gives us that time apart, but yet that when we come back together, we appreciate each other so much more than.
And that's what hurts in couples, when they don't have that communication, and it separates them because they don't know how to actually talk about certain things and bring it together. So when you have that growing apart, is because you take on a separate entities and not actually bring it home. And so if you can't talk about what you do, and you don't want to hear each other, see, that's the other side of what goes on, why the communication breaks up and why people don't want to be together, because effective communication is the biggest thing. Can't do that. It's just like you say y'all talk together. Now, me and her couldn't be in the house together long enough if I was just concentrating on music and she was concentrating on the things that she does. So you have to have a little bit of the separation. But when we come back to talk about it, it makes it a whole lot better.
Yeah, because I had to get used to the fact of he'll be talking to me, and I can tell when his mind is going over here to the music. I can tell when he's thinking, oh, I've got to get this laid down. And I mean, I've seen him before. I'm in the middle of a sentence and he'll jump up real quick and he'll grab his phone and he'll what are you doing? And so I just had to, I had to say, Benita, okay, start over, because it was unfair to him for you to even try, to have that conversation when he's over here, thinking about music. And you can tell when Sheila, you can tell when Don's not really thinking of listening to you. When somebody's not listening to you, when you're that connected, they're not listening. I could just see his eyes. I mean, his whole body. It was like a little kid in a candy shop. He couldn't sit still. It was just like, I gotta get up. Here we go. We're gone. I gotta do it. So it's just that thing.
Yeah. I can definitely attest to that myself, because whenever I've got something going on, I know I try my best to focus. I try hard, but if it's itching, if it's I'm like almost there in my thought process, and then she asks me a question, and I know when she asks me a question, she really just needs me to pay attention, but it's hard because I was already on my pathway. And I know women, you got like spider webs. Y'all can multitask right here, but you got this line that goes here, and then another connecting line that goes there, and there.
Oh yeah.
50 things going on in your mind. You can concentrate on all of them because it comes back to one central thing.
Now, sometimes we can't.
No,
sometimes we can't. Like I get in when we're in a talking mood and we're talking, especially when it's late at night after 9 o'clock. I get really sleepy. I will get off track, and it's hard to talk. But it's like, other than that, I'm good. Other than that, and if I have like an event going on, because y'all know I do the makeup and stuff, and I got partners now. I sit here and I just can and he's thinking about school, or he's thinking about making a video, and I'm like, Don, are you listening? And he's like, wait a minute, and then I hear the huff. And I'm like, it's not that serious. I just need you to listen to me for 5 minutes. And he's like, okay, baby.
But that 5 minutes is going to take away my focus. My focus was right there. And if I give you those 5 minutes, then what I was thinking right now, God, it's not there anymore. I can't bring it back. I can't put it on the shelf and come right back to it and pick it up. I can't do that. And that's what aggravates me a little bit, because I can't.
You do come to it.
I try to bring it back, but it's always different. It's never the same. It is never the same. If I was on this pathway going here, and you say, wait a minute, Don, I need you to stop. And I'm looking at you and I'm like, okay, it's gone. Just like you see how my hand just disappeared. Gone.
Hey, he's still a student in school. No matter how we talk, I talk over him while he's in class, he still makes 100. He's still, he's a smart kid, and I'm like, you got this. You got this.
Yeah.
That's not the point.
Yeah.
That's not the point.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, look, I can say over the years, Don, over the past 20 plus years, we've watched the growth all the way around. And with that growth, it's come a long way. And for me, but for the four of us, we've grown a whole lot.
Yes. Yes.
So I'm gonna stop right there before I get you in trouble.
Well, we go. Had JJ say, moving on.
Yeah, moving on.
All right, it's time for what we have. We have this little game that we play called Who Knows Best.
Oh,
Lord. I like this game a lot. And what we do here is we have couples discussion game where the couples will answer questions for themselves and then for their spouse. Then we will see which one knows the other one best. So also, guys, if you're out there in YouTube land, Facebook land, join us with these and put your answers in the chat as well. So go ahead and grab you a piece of paper,
Or your cell phone.
Or your cell phone. Sheila and I like to use our cell phones because we're
paper.
just digital. We just do things like that. I've got my cell phone
paper,
right here. I've got paper too, but I've got my cell phone. So what we're going to do now is we're going to ask some questions just to see how the couples know each other. We're going to answer those questions, and we're going to have the segments answer those questions as well. So let's go ahead and jump right into it, okay? Don't look at each other's answers. Don't look at each other's answers.
Not. I'm over here. He's over there.
All right. All right. Our first question is, how often do you say "I love you" to your spouse? Oh, a few times each day, about once a day, at least once a week, or I don't say it often enough to remember.
Wow.
Okay, I'm going to put my answers down, and I'm going to put down what I think you would say. Your answer is not the same as mine. I already know my wife's answer is not the same as mine. It should, if she's being honest, she will not be answering the same as I do.
Oh, no, you didn't.
Here we go.
All right. And we're going to go ahead. We're going to get this one out of the way. We're going to go forward after this. But since you guys are guests, we're going to let you guys go first and answer. Then we'll answer first on the next one. So let's go ahead and see. We're going to let ladies go first. So Miss Benita, let's see.
You're so sweet.
Yeah.
I said that because I say I love you every time we talk to each other, or when we're hanging up, or when we're leaving. So I said a few times each day. And I said he would say A, definitely, hands down, because even when he's mad, he says, I love you. Even when he knows he's going to make me angry, he's going to say, I love you. So I'd say A for him too.
Okay.
And I said A for both of us because of every morning. I call her every morning at 7. I try to call her every morning. I leave the house about 4:30 every morning. So I know she gets up about 7 before she goes to work, and we'll talk a little bit, and then I tell her, before we hang up, we always say I love you. And then periodically during the day, we'll call each other something, we'll say I love you. That's what
Y'all that picture book. I'm telling you, we like the model behind y'all. We got the model behind this.
We are, because I mean, exactly what both of them said. I said A for both of us, because you say I love you way more than I do, because you always saying I love you, baby, 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 like a song. And I mean, I can give that to you, but I do say A. I can say A for myself, because I don't do it once a day, and I don't do it at least once a week. I do it as frequent as possible.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I said A for myself, and I said B for Sheila.
What?
Because I do say it so much. I say it so much. I feel like I say it all the time, and then she follows in behind it. But there are times when we say like goodbye or whatever, and she'll say I love you. So it feels like it's more me. But I know she's
for you. But
I just know that she does love me.
He says I love you like a song, like he's singing a song, and I love him for that.
Yeah.
And sometimes I be like, baby, I love you too. But I say it as much as he does. I just don't say it like I'm singing a song, Because I can't believe he told y'all once a day.
Well, it's not.
Narrowed it down.
It's not. No, it's only. Those were the only choices. I mean, it's not once a week. I know that.
Still could have given me a few times each day.
And she does say it more than one time a day, of course. But I feel like I say it like constantly.
September 2 years ago, I used to hear her say it all the time.
all the time. Cause she is my
All
backbone.
for look
Sometimes
for over a year, every day, Don. Every day.
I think he hears me saying, "Man, you get on my nerves."
That's what I hear.
Golly, I love you.
That's what I hear. That's what it is. That's what it's.
That's how I say
But
it.
you get-
Man, you get on my nerves, but I love you.
Oh yeah.
You get on my nerves, but I love you.
That's my wife.
I told him, I said,
That's
we don't
my
have
wife.
kids, and if we would have had a son, I would see him. Oh my gosh,
Oh my gosh.
man,
Yeah.
just getting into
Oh,
something
yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yes, I do tell him I love him frequently.
She does. She tells me. She tells me
not
every day.
big.
It's a few times a day. A few times less than I tell her, but it's a few times a day.
Yeah.
That's it.
There
There you go.
I get it. Okay.
You get
Lord,
it.
I'm like,
All right.
There it goes.
Moving on. All right. Our next question is: when you get toilet paper, what is the most important concern? Okay, toilet paper. I prefer
Okay.
soft toilet paper. I prefer strong toilet paper. I prefer toilet paper that lasts, or I prefer the cheapest toilet paper. Yeah.
wow, toilet paper.
I think I know the answer that she's going to give. I hope she knows mine.
That's so hard.
That is hard.
Don't y'all talk about it. Don't you hitting
We're
each
going
other.
first.
We'll go first.
Oh,
We'll
well,
go
see,
first.
the thing of it is, Don, you.
Mm.
Yeah.
They go first though. They go first.
Y'all go first.
We're gonna go first. We're gonna go first. And we're gonna do guys first on this one because ladies went first on the
Okay.
last. All right.
Yeah.
So me personally, I prefer soft toilet paper. And I feel like my wife prefers soft toilet paper. Because if there is anything cheap in the house, she's angry. Very angry. We don't do cheap toilet paper. We just can't do it because we don't like. I mean, I remember a long time ago, it was a public bathroom episode where she had to use the public bathroom and she came out very irate because they had the cheapest toilet paper in the world. It was like one ply.
I
And
don't even like using the
you
bathrooms.
just can't do
Okay.
it. And it was hard.
Oh, yeah.
Cheap and hard. That's not good.
Yeah.
That's not good at
Yeah.
all. And so
I mean, because they put the word prefer for you, I'm going to give it to you because you prefer soft toilet paper. Yes, you do. And of course, I prefer soft toilet paper. But if it wasn't the word prefer, then I would definitely put the paper that lasts the long time because we argue about that. You're going to Dollar Tree in a minute, and I'll be like, "Babe, that toilet paper is too thin." So, so we're gonna go with the
I was
word
trying to save
prefer.
a dollar.
So we're gonna keep
I was
A
to save
for
a dollar.
both.
I'm trying to save a dollar, but not be too cheap.
Yes, we're gonna keep A
Okay.
because of the sentence, because of what it adds.
Yes. Yes. Okay.
All right,
For me?
Mr. Yes, Mr.
Yeah. All right. I say A for me, and I would say A for her. But I have mistakenly gone out and bought some toilet paper that just didn't do no good, but I'm telling you. That one ply stuff, it don't work.
No.
It don't work.
It don't work.
No, just wasting money.
That's a waste of money.
Yeah.
How about you, Benita?
I got him all wrong. I will say I did not get this right for him. But I was thinking because he has a fit, if we get down to 2 rolls of toilet paper, he has a fit. So I said C for him. He prefers toilet paper that lasts.
Yeah,
I was like, Sheila, prefer. He prefers it to last. He doesn't care. But A for me. So he got me right, but I just did not get him right.
All right.
Because he wants toilet paper.
Yeah.
Yep.
We gotta have
So
some
the guys are winning right now. We winning. We know our wives better.
Look, we all want our cheeks soft. So
no, the word was prefer.
Yes, the word is preferred. That's why I was like, okay, we have to follow the sentence.
Yeah,
we have to follow the question. Yeah.
Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay, our next question. If you could choose one of the superpowers below, which one would you prefer? And also, which do you think that your spouse would prefer? To have super strength, to fly like a bird, to read people's minds, or to be invisible?
Lord.
Let me see. I think,
man, that's a hard question. Like, for real.
Oh boy.
This is taking longer than usual. We need the Jeopardy music right now.
Hey, this is the one need to be done in the studio. All right.
We have some people that's answering
in our
questions.
chat. Let's see what we've got here in our chat here. Oh my God. Okay. In the IDB2 says that might be for the last one. But we'll see. Well, if that was for the last one, then let us know. Or if that one is for this one, please just re-respond and let us know if that was for this one. I did not pull the chat up earlier. I'm sorry, guys. Oh man.
And ID2 said happy anniversary, guys.
Yes. Happy 31 years.
Thank you.
Okay. And then Sheila would say she would. Okay. I got mine. Okay. We're going to go back to the segments, and this time we'll start with Pat.
All right. For me, I said I would like to be invisible. And for my wife, that would be C, read people's minds. I don't know. Because I know I'd like to know what that person's thinking sometimes.
But I also say I'd like to be a fly on the wall.
Yeah, you'd like to be a fly on the wall. But
so I said D for both of us because sometimes I really don't want to know what people are thinking.
Well, that's fly like a bird.
No, I don't want to. That's D. To be invisible.
No.
Yeah, to be invisible, D. That's me.
That's me too.
Okay.
To be a fly on the wall, not to fly on the wall, a fly.
Yeah, I thought you like to read people's minds.
Shut up, I do not.
Okay.
We didn't do very well with that one.
Whatever. Yeah. Okay.
Well, what did you say?
I said D. I wanted to be invisible.
Okay.
So I can just sit back and watch people. I like to people watch, and I don't want people to, or either I want to be invisible so I'd like to be behind the scenes, not all the time in front.
Just want to stick your nose a little bit in the conversation.
Yeah. What's going on? Yeah. I want to be invisible and just sit there.
That's what she said. She wanted to be invisible so she could sit like this and hear the conversation and they don't even see her.
Yeah, there you go.
I hear you, girl. Yeah. I'm telling you, girl.
That's what I wouldn't know what I was getting for Christmas, so I could give more tips if I didn't get more.
That is so true.
Good gracious, dangerous.
Oh,
am I getting that vacuum cleaner or am I getting that Louis Vuitton handbag that I want?
That is so true.
I get it. I get it. I understand that one. Okay. And what did you say for him, Benita?
I said D for him as well.
Okay. Okay.
To be invisible. Yeah.
All right. Well, how about you, baby? You
Well,
want me to answer first?
Yeah, because
okay.
you told Pat to go first.
Yeah, okay. All right, let me go ahead and pull my answers up. My answers were, for me, of course, I would like to be able to read people's minds. That's me. Now, and for some reason, I feel like she would like to read people's minds as well.
No. I think it'd be too much for me. Trying to listen to a bunch of people. I'm like walking a bunch of group of people and there's all this stuff going on. I'm like, oh no, huh? But I said, for me, I would love to be invisible. You know, because I look at too many movies. You know, I've been seeing, you know, they go into a bank and get some money. They can go do all kinds of
good gracious,
all kinds of stuff. You know,
we're gonna edit this out because we don't need the police calling us with a bank robbery thing.
No, I'm not invisible.
So, we don't need
and then
she ain't gonna do it, y'all. She's not gonna do that for
And then for him, I said to have super strength, because you know, Pat, he always coming home talking about he's building his muscles and stuff. You know, so
super strength.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
Oh, have mercy. So that's why I told him to have super strength.
Terrible.
I wouldn't think that he wanted to listen to other people's minds.
I would love to be able to read minds. I swear it. I think that would be the ultimate, because I would know who I really need to talk to and who I don't. Wasting my time on people that would waste my time. That's one of my pet peeves, like having to deal with people that are really not really there. They're just there for a moment, or they're there for some certain agenda. And that's it. Because I mean, to me, reading minds and being invisible is kind of the same thing.
Yeah, they are.
You're able to fall in the same. You kind of be able to get the same answer.
Conversations and things.
But that person, in being invisible, if that person is not talking about you or about the situation, then you still wouldn't know. So that's why I felt like, for myself, reading minds would be my thing. You know.
I think I went a little too far on my thinking, because I was thinking about warping to other spots and you know, being able to do this. That
Sheila was going down the road that was kind of scary there for a
minute. Yeah, she talking about
she gonna pop up in somebody's shower and see how they're built.
See, let's not get that. Okay, that's too much. That's too much. No showers.
Oh, see, they don't. You see where you see.
I see what you're dealing with.
That's why they hang out together.
That must be what it is. That must be what it is.
That's why we all get along.
Yeah, that is true.
That's it, right, Sheila? Denzel Washington every time.
Man, that was the first name that popped up in my head.
Lord Jesus.
That is so true.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Well, we're gonna take us a break real quick. And we're going to tell you guys exactly, we're going to show you a little video about what it is like to be a friend of your marriage. So take a look at this video real quick, guys.
All right.
We had to travel the world of our past to realize it was harder before, cause we weren't by each other's side. Maybe it took a little longer to know together we're stronger. That's the way our love survived. Now we've gone through the fire. Love will take us higher, higher than it was before we went through love and war. See the promised land, walking hand in hand. Now that we can understand what we were fighting for. Fighting for love, love, love. Fighting for love.
right. Shout out to Elijah Jamal for that song. Every time I hear that song, that's one of my favorite songs now. Fighting for Love by Mr. Elijah Jamal. Check him out. If you have not heard, you better go check him out. Check him out. And just to let you guys know, of course, what we do here every Monday night, we are the Sloans. We facilitate for the I Do Me Too group. You can follow us on www.idometoo.org, where you can go and subscribe on the YouTube channel, or you can log on to the Facebook page and follow us there as well. On Tuesday nights, facilitating is the creators of this entire thing, the Jamals. We love you guys. Thank you guys for doing what you're doing, Aaron and Margaret. And then on Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. Central Time and 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have the Nichols who join us, and they are facilitating for us there. And we also have the Rudges who jump in from time to time, and they help us to just all around great people, just loving to see Sandy and Mark. Those guys are just, they're some wonderful people, and they jump in and just help to facilitate as much as possible through the group. And what we'd like for a lot of the couples, for all of you couples to do, is choose a day and time that you can commit to working the assignments and log on to the I Do Me Too page, idomedoo2.org, and go through the assignments that we do have. They're Bible-based, they are Bible-based questions and games, interactive games that you can do to help you remember those Bible verses and go through. And they do help a lot with just learning how to understand the Word of God. And we do have the couples Bible study that does help to build strong and healthy marriages. And we've got one more quick video for you guys to look at real quick, and then we'll get right back into some more of our questions. Okay.
You may be struggling in your marriage, feeling unhappy, or even feel that there's just something missing. Or you just might appreciate your marriage so much that you want to build upon and sustain what you already have. What we've discovered is that there are biblical principles that help break bondages that keep us from enjoying a happy and fruitful marriage. Our couples Bible study explores the meaning behind scriptures according to specific topics. The Bible study questions help couples to seek the answers that address their own specific needs and concerns. Remember that building and maintaining a happy and healthy marriage is not a destination, but a wonderful and rewarding journey. Now, let's continue this journey with our next lesson.
All right. And like I said, the Jamals, we really love you guys. Let me pull this last chat up real quick. We had a comment from one of our guests who is online. Andrea Scott said, "Great tips." All right. Hello, thank you, Andrea. Hello, Andrea. We thank you so much for joining us this evening. And
you know, we're about to get into the Bible study, right? And this just reminded me. And like Pat said, 2 years ago, you remember we were sitting in the studio, and we was, before we even started facilitating with the marriage group, and you would go over Bible verses with us, and you would teach us some things, you know, about the relationship. And every once in a while, I remember some of the things that you would say to us, and I wanted to say thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for being our coach 2 years ago and being there to help support us.
You know, we was talking about, I was thinking about something that I said a long time ago. It was taught to me, and because I look at our frustrations, and a lot of people fail to realize in their marriage, starting the end, when you're mad at each other, a lot of times it's not best to say things. It was better for you to write it down. And if you wrote it down, you had time to think about what you had to say, and then you can go back and look at it, because a lot of times you'll say things and don't realize that you're saying it because you're lashing out. So if you took the time out to write it out, write a letter to the person that you're aggravated with at that particular time. That way you can sit down and say, hey, this is what I'm saying to you. But you have time to look at it and say, oh, I didn't mean to say this. You can correct it and see exactly where you're coming from. A lot of people miss out on that, especially in the new marriages, you know. And when you're starting out, because you don't really know each other, you're just trying to learn each other. And that whole time, it takes time to learn the person that you feel in love with. It's one thing to say, I love you. But the other side of it is understanding what you're saying, even in your upset moments, to make it grow.
Man, words of wisdom. I love it. I love it. And we, like I said, I'm glad Sheila brought that up. We appreciate everything that you have done and said to us, done for us throughout these years. You, both of you guys have been a big help, and we love you both for it. That's one reason why we
love you too.
Be on here.
Yeah.
All right, brother.
Let's get into our discussion for, like we said, for this month. The topic is love, of course, and our Bible verse is stemming from 1 Corinthians 13, verses 4 through 5. And it speaks to us from the New King James Version. It says, love suffers long and is kind. Love does not envy. Love does not parade itself. Love is not puffed up, does not behave rudely, does not seek its own. It is not provoked, thinks no evil. And when hearing that, we're gonna go ahead and jump into our questions here and see where we go ahead from here. And the first question is, what is love to you? Okay. So since we the guys went last, let's start with the ladies. And I want to see, let Sheila go first on this one. What do you think about that, Sheila?
What is love to me? Love is it's really like strength, you know, having enough of strength to make it through situations that you thought that you wasn't going to go through. You know, we've been together for 21 years and we've been through a lot, you know, and some ups and downs and thins and not thins. And if I didn't love you as much as I do, I think that we probably wouldn't be together. So that's why I think love is really strength and strength.
Okay. In my opinion, I feel that love really is blind. I mean, you don't get to pick who you fall in love with a lot of times. I mean,
because I love my girls.
Yeah.
My kid, my grandbabies.
That's unconditional. It is unconditional. It's a blind type of love. I mean, no matter what you see happening, what you know is happening, what you feel is happening, someone else that you don't love does that same thing that someone that you do love does. And that person that you don't know, you can walk away from them. You do not worry about it. You don't give it a second thought. But that person that you love, it eats at you so bad that you got to get it out, that you hurt me by doing this, or you made me feel this way. And you only feel like explaining it to that person because you love them so much. It's not that you can't get over it, but you want that person to not do that anymore. So you want them to explain yourself to that person. And I think that's one of the aspects of what I think love is.
When you say blind, you mean by what?
When I say it's blind, I mean nothing is going to take away that love. You know, you can't see anything but that love for that person. And that's the only sight you have is that love. You can't let go of that love. It's not, you can't stop being blind. You know what I'm saying? If you're blind, you just can't stop it. It's there. So that's what I feel like love is to me. I can't stop it. I can't turn it. It's not like a water faucet. You can't turn it off. What are you guys thinking? Let's go with the ladies first, Miss Medina. What do you think?
I was listening to you guys. That was some deep stuff there. Um, I just wrote down the word love, and when I think of love and the first words that come to mind, I always like to put it in acronyms. Everything in acronyms. So when you spell out the word love, LOVE, love is longing for somebody or longing for something. You just got to have that. You long for it when it's there. Overwhelming. You just get overwhelmed that person or that thing that you need to have. It's validation, and you feel validated when you have it. You feel unvalidated when you don't have it. And encouragement. And those things can go right back, though all those things go right back to your marriage. And those are all the things that you really underlying in your marriage. You need to long for each other when you're not together. You need to be overwhelmed with each other when you're together, when you're apart from each other and you're ready to go back, even though sometimes that can be overwhelming. And you need to validate each other.
Yeah.
And to encouragement, the encouragement. So yeah, that's what I think of love is. Love is kind. Love it. The whole Bible verse that was just there is all those things. Yeah.
I like
me,
put that together too. I like having you put together.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
and then what I was putting there is love bends. When I say love bends, what you got to look at, mostly for us, because our marriage was kind of crazy coming in. I got sick in the beginning of our marriage, and so when she took upon herself to take care of me in that midst, regardless of what I was going through while I was sick, she was there, comforting me, taking care of me, and making sure everything was okay. You know, when when we lost everything musically, she was still there. She was making sure she helped pick me up, push me along the way. You know, that was that unconditional thing that was going on. Same thing with her, the school. When it was when I wasn't going through something, she was going through something, and so it was like I had to help pick her up and carry her through. So the unconditional of making sure we're covered, regardless to what goes on, and showing that type of love is like, all right, can you handle it? Even in the frustration side of it, we were still trying to pick each other up, pushing each other. But how we push each other at the same time and caring at the same time, that's what love is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. That was
That
great
just lets
answers.
me know about the strength.
Yeah.
We all got to stay strong for each other, through everything. No matter what, I don't care what it is. We got to stay strong for each other in order to be with each other.
Yeah.
And to have them years together, to share 31 years and we've been together for 21 years, but 16 years of marriage. And it's been like what you guys just actually put it out, like how you guys said it. It just made me realize that it is strength and it is courage. It is encouragement. It is blind, Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, looks like we've got time for one more question here before we get out of here. So the next question is going to be, what does it mean for love to suffer long and to be kind? And give a personal example.
Oh, I know that one.
You can go first.
That's a good one for us. I think a good example of that is that just last year when I got sick, not just Pat. I mean, Pat was, of course, he was there when I was sick, but people just that we knew, came around us and rallied around us. And even though I was suffering, I wasn't hurting because people lifted me up, and Pat was able to lift me up. And when I was weak, he was there to be strong for me. And I think of that, the kindness that we got from that, and how that just gave me strength to make sure that I was healing inside and out. And it helps a lot. I think that's the kindness that people show, that we show each other, and you show other people. I think that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because even though I was suffering, other, still felt the love.
I got you. I got you.
Yeah.
How about you, Pat?
Like I said, man, when we were going through some stuff, I had what was hernia, not kidney stones.
Yeah. Second wedding anniversary
Second,
present.
second
That was my present to him.
When you don't know what you're going through, and when people found out, yeah, Pat's in the hospital, how many people picked up and came around to make sure that we were okay, helping Benita. We got a friend now that I have to tell, that when I see her, I have to tell her I love her, and I have to give her a kiss, because she made sure anything that we needed, she was on top of it, and she made sure that Benita's taken care of. When you have friends that just step up to the plate all the way around, and that's just the friendships that we've had, coming in. Are y'all okay? It's just like with y'all, when you come through, people stopping in to make sure, hey, Benita, you all right? We know Pat crazy as I don't know what, but are you okay?
Yeah.
And it's just making sure that we keep that net right. And when you're going through, it's who's there to help lift you up when we can't lift ourselves up.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing. Who's helping you on your journey?
Yeah.
And so it's something, man. It's something. We can't always be there for everybody, and everybody understand it. But when we are there for each other, we're doing it at the 100%, trying to give it, they give to us.
All right. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and answer real quick before we get out of here. I mean, for me, I feel like for love to suffer long and to be kind, to me it was hitting earlier when I was thinking about it. I mean, I like what you guys said too. It just feels to me that when love suffers, it's because of arguments or disagreements or misunderstandings, and your love suffers because of you not wanting to
Understand.
be wrong. Not wanting to swallow your pride. Sometimes your love can suffer when you don't want to allow someone else to be right. That's just kind of what I think. What you think?
The same, yeah. Like whenever I get sick, you're there. We both sick. You're there. You still tell me you love me, even though you can't barely walk, and you still get up and you go out and you get what I need. So I think love does suffer if you ain't there for each other. If you are selfish, if you're a selfish person, your love is gonna suffer.
Yeah.
And I'm not a selfish person, so I love you.
Yeah. Oh, I love this stuff.
Yeah. See, I've heard her say I love you 3 times since we've been on the air here.
Benita.
Thank you, Benita. I say it, but I just be like, oh, but yeah.
See, I was trying to be right. Right.
That's why we're not suffering, because
love is not puffed up.
No, that's not puffed up.
Because some people go through a miserable relationship. They just they make themselves be there and they don't want to be there, and the other spouse is just doggone mean. We don't call each other out about each other. We don't say bad things to each other. We don't call each other names, things like that. We just really, really try to stay committed to each other no matter what. So that's what I love. That's what I love about this man.
I love you too, baby. I love you too.
Well, that's four.
That's it. That's it. The ladies keep it count.
Because you said I was being
Don.
at one time.
What?
Aha.
Well, we're gonna have to end
Yeah, we're gonna have to get. I know. I wish I could finish
we
this
can
out
continue talking
because
we have
you
a
guys
time
are
frame.
great. We love talking with you guys. Yeah, but we try to keep everything the way we keep it within an hour. We're a little over time right now, but we ask that you guys stay on because we'd like to talk to you a little bit more after we get this outro. But guys, remember, tune in next Monday, and we'll see you guys next Monday at 8 Eastern Standard Time, 7 Central Time.
Right.
We had to travel the world of our past to realize it was harder before cause we weren't by each other's side. Maybe it took a little longer to know together we're stronger. That's the way our love survived. Now we've gone through the fire. Love will take us higher, higher than it was before we went through love and war. See the promised land, walking hand